really crazy concept. It's called JWOW, and it has not to do with the girl that we all know that is, maybe a little bit crazy. I don't want you to do anything unsafe. Although the idea is kind of a little bit crazy, and it has to do with jumping without wings. So, and by the way, before I tell you how it works, I am here. I'm not selling any courses. There's nothing you can buy from me. This is really me sharing what I kind of learned for myself. So, jumping without wings, I'm going to tell you something. There was a study in 2018 and it was published in Nature Human Behavior. And it found that people are often happier when they make a decision and move forward than when they're stuck with indecision. So it's kind of like we kind of talked about it a little bit before, as opposed to waiting to make a decision, just make a decision and stick with it and make it the right decision. When I was a kid, I used to be afraid of cold water. I would not go in the cold water, and a lot of times, even if I would go a little bit in, I would think, well, how am I gonna get to the point where I am actually swimming? Should I go with my back so it's less cold, or should I just hold my nose and go a little bit under the water? And I would contemplate the idea of how am I gonna get in the water. And then one time I was at my uncle's house, which is on the river in the village, not in this country, right? And then I see a ton of kids just suddenly show up out of nowhere. I don't know. It had to be at least a dozen of kids, and they were maybe anywhere from 10 to 12. And what they do within 5 seconds, they'll get undressed, and then within the next 5 minutes, they're already in the water. They jump in and they're swimming, having a blast, splashes everywhere, screaming, yelling, and everybody's having fun. And then it dawned on me, what am I doing? What am I doing here, standing on the edge of the river with my mom trying to convince me to go in? And those kids who were, 10, some of them were even younger than that, already in the water having fun. And that's when it dawned on me. Sometimes making a quick decision brings you so much more happiness, so much more, now that I'm looking at it from the standpoint of dopamine, as opposed to contemplating whether I should make a certain decision. By the way, like I mentioned, I do not make any money off of this video. I don't sell any courses. And if you want to follow me, next Tuesday, I will make another video, how to never procrastinate.